Have you ever had that feeling you're only using like 10% of a really powerful tool? Well, for most people using Google's no-code platform, Opal, that's pretty much the reality. But we're going to change that right now. We're going to walk through a clear path from just being a casual user to becoming a genuine builder, unlocking automations that can literally save you hours every single day. Okay, so let's just start with a really bold statement from our source material. You're probably using Google Opal wrong. And you know what? It's probably true. Most of us, we build one cool little tool, we see it work, and then we just stop. We're leaving all of its real power completely on the table. So that brings us to the big question, right? How do you actually get past those simple one-off tools and start building real workflows that actually make a dent in your day? Workflows that save you hours? Well, that's the journey we're on for the next few minutes. And this right here, this is the whole problem, that huge untapped potential. It's so easy to build one little toy app and then just move on. But to get to real automation, we have to start thinking bigger. So before we jump into the how, let's just do a quick reset on what Opal really is. So what is Google Opal? Simply put, it's Google's no-code platform. The idea is brilliant. You just describe what you want in plain English. From there, it builds out a visual map, like a flowchart, made of these things called nodes and connections. These are the building blocks you'll use to refine and publish your idea as a real tool. All right, let's start at level 1, the beginner. The goal here is super simple. Master the fundamentals. Look, the biggest trap for anyone starting out is trying to build some massive, complicated system on day one. We are absolutely not going to do that. The fastest way to learn this stuff is to take apart something that already works. So don't start from scratch. Seriously, go to the Opal gallery, find a template that looks interesting, and just hit remix. That gives you your own copy to play with. Run it, see what happens, and then pop the hood and see how those nodes are passing information from one to the next. And this is so important. Your first project needs to solve a real-world problem. Forget the abstract stuff. Build a lead qualifier. It's just a simple form that asks for a lead's budget, their timeline, their needs. Then it runs it through a little scoring system you create, and boom, logs it right into a Google Sheet. This isn't a toy. It's a real business tool you can build in less than an hour. Okay, time for level 2, the intermediate user. This is where you make the big jump. And honestly, it's where a lot of people get stuck. See, building a single-step tool is one thing, but chaining nodes together to create something truly powerful, that's a whole different ballgame. And the secret is understanding the node system. This right here is the heart of Opal. You have to think of everything as a building block, a node. An input form, that's a node. An AI step that summarizes text, that's a node. Even a simple if this, then that decision is a logic node. Your real power as a builder comes from knowing how to wire all these different types of nodes together. So here's what that difference looks like. A basic, beginner tool is totally linear. It's one input, one action, one output. Think of a simple summarizer. But a powerful, intermediate workflow is a chain. It connects lots of nodes, it uses logic, it pulls in integrations, and it creates something way more powerful, like a whole content repurposing engine. And speaking of that, here's the perfect project for this level, a content repurposer. Just imagine feeding it the URL to one of your blog posts and then watching it automatically spit out 10 LinkedIn posts, 5 tweets, and 2 newsletters, all tailored for each platform. This is where the time savings starts to get, well, exponential. You're automating an entire content workflow with just one click. Okay, let's level up. Level 3, the expert. The whole mindset has to shift here. You're not just building little tools for yourself anymore. You're building robust, scalable products that can automate entire business processes for your team or maybe even for your clients. Getting to this expert level really comes down to mastering 3 things. First, advanced integrations. You're connecting to stuff with Gmail or live web search. Second, you're using complex logic, building in conditional paths and loops. And third, maybe the most important skill of all, expert-level prompt engineering. So what does an expert tool look like? Well, imagine a competitor analysis tool. You give it one single URL of a competitor. Behind the scenes, the workflow scrapes the site, feeds that info to Gemini to generate a full SWOT analysis. And then it formats the whole thing into a nice PDF report and saves it directly to your Google Drive. That's a serious business intelligence tool, built with zero code. And that prompt engineering piece, it's what separates the pros from the amateurs. A beginner writes, generate a sales email. You know, vague prompts get vague results. But an expert, they write a detailed brief. They give the AI a role, context, constraints, and a really clear goal. You're not just asking a chatbot a question, you are briefing a highly skilled digital employee. So once you've got these skills down, there's one last really important shift in how you think. It's that move from being a user of your own tools to becoming a builder who shares those solutions with other people. This is the absolute key to scaling your impact. And this right here, this is the ultimate force multiplier. You build a complex, amazing workflow just one time. Then you hit publish, and it gives you a simple, shareable link. Now, anyone on your team can use your custom-built tool through a nice, clean interface, and they never even have to see the complicated stuff in the back end. You build it once, and they can use it forever. So as you get started, just keep these 3 expert tips in mind. First, test your workflows like crazy. Try to break them, give them bad URLs, blank fields, make them bulletproof. Second, use version control. Always save and label your big changes so you can go back if you need to. And finally, know that Opal is powerful, but sometimes it's even better when you combine it with other specialized tools. So there it is. That's the playbook to go from beginner to expert with Google Opal. You know the fundamentals, you know the intermediate strategies, and you know the expert mindset. The only thing left to do now is build something. So, what are you going to automate first?